So, Chaos Tearlaments, here we go. We run 1 Chaos Creator, 2 times Tearlaments Kashtira to mill more cards from our deck, because that's important. 1 Destrudo, because he's always useful, either if he's in the hand or in the graveyard. Then one of the most famous monster cards ever, the Black Luster Soldier, the original Black Luster Soldier, can attack twice or you can banish a monster. Then 2 times Bestial Druisworm, 2 times Bestial Magnamoot, classic Bestial lineup, and 1 Bestial Baldrake. You can of course play with Sarunir, but if you do that, you should replace the Black Luster Soldiers with Bestial Lubellion. Alright, let's go on with 3 times Wolf, the Lightsworn Beast, because we mill a lot and he can special summon itself if he gets milled to the grave. Then the next 2 cards, classic Chaos cards. The Black Dragon Collapse Serpent and the White Dragon River Buster. Classic ones. Then 3 times Raiden, to mill even more cards, what a surprise. Then 1 Chaos Mirage Dragon. Read through the card, it's not a too bad card. Then of course the Felice Lightsworn Archer. Then 2 times Lumina, the Lightsworn Summoner or whatever. 2 times King of the Swamp for our fusion plays via the Tearlaments cards. Then the whole Tearlament lineup consisting of 1 Tearlaments Shayren, Tearlaments Rhinoheart, 1 Tearlaments Havnis and 1 Tearlaments Merli. Then of course 1 Kelbeck, 1 Wodora, 1 Agido and 1 Keldo. Now the classic Tearlaments Ishizu lineup. Let's go on with 1 Assault Synchron. Yes. And the last 2 monsters of the main deck are the whatever of the Herald. You know the name. So, these spells, that was it for the monsters. Spells, 1 Polymerization. Yes, we're gonna need that. Also for 1 extra deck monster, or for more if possible. That's why we also run the King of the Swamp. 1 Reasoning, because that can't go wrong with Reasoning, because either you special summon or you mill a lot of cards, and if you mill a lot of cards you can also special summon, because most of the monsters does something when they hit the graveyard. 1 Foolish Burial, obviously, I guess I don't have to explain too much about that. Then 3 times Charge of the Light Brigade. That's very cool, because you don't really care if you can add to your hand a Lightsworn monster. This is just in here to mill cards, you know, and it's a cost to mill 3. It's a cost, so even if he activates Ash Blossom on Charge of the Light Brigade, you have still mill the 3 top cards of your deck, and then some effects may activate, like Wolf or Agido or whatever. No, Agido not. Agido and Kelbeck does not activate when they are sent to the grave via card cost. But Wolf activates, for example. And you get light and darks into your grave. And the last 3 spells are Chaos Base, obviously. So, that's for the spells. No traps. You don't need them. Actually, no, not really. Mostly monsters, because we want all of them basically in the grave. Most of them in the grave, not all of them. Alright, extra deck. Extra deck is a complete chaos. Just to say that ahead. We ran, that's because it's Chaos Tearlaments. We ran 1 Minerva to mill more cards. What a surprise. We ran 1 Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal, to mill, you guessed it right, more cards. And 1 Michael the Arch Lightsworn, Synchro 7, also to shuffle back if you have milled a lot of Lightsworn cards already. to shuffle all of them back into the deck and to start over again. So 1 Michael, very important card, Deep Sea, whatever Omega, to get our Modora and Keldo always back into the graveyard, to use them over and over again. Then 1 Draco Berserker of the Tenji. If you can, and if you have a Baron de Fleur, you should replace the Draco Berserker with the Baron de Fleur. I sadly don't have a Baron de Fleur, so that's why I run a Draco Berserker of the Tenji. Then 1 Sword Soul over King Lord, whatever, changing, you know it, best card. Then obviously 1 Chaos Angel, that's why it's our Chaos deck. It's protection for all of our synchro monsters if summoned with a light and dark monster. 1 Bestial Disporter, this card is way too good, you should not miss that out. Then 1 Psi and Punisher, also way too strong card. And the last one is a Despian Luluwa Lilith, or however this is correctly pronounced. So, and the fusions, 1 Garuda, obviously, 1 Tearlaments Rulkalos, 1 Tearlaments Kaleidoheart, 1 Guardian Chimera, and the last fusion is, standard, the Grapha Fusion. Okay, so that's the extra deck, and I also have some, other options you should sort of can consider. As I said, the Baron de Fleur would be a way better choice than the Draco Berserker. Yeah, wherever he is, yes. So replace that with Baron de Fleur. Way better, and Synchro 10 is in this deck very easy to achieve. Some other options you could consider, or I thought maybe not too bad, would be Chaos Nephthys. You can special summon this card from the graveyard if any card on the field is destroyed by banishing a light and a dark monster from the graveyard, and if Chaos Nephthys gets special summoned, you can banish 1 card on your opponent's field and 2 cards from his graveyard. Thought not too bad. Then next one, Destiny Hero Plasma, very nice because Destiny Hero Plasma is searchable via Chaos Space, and it's a skill drain for your opponent, and you can steal 1 of your opponent's monsters. Then some fusion options. The obvious fusion targets for Tearlaments is Predator Plant Draco Stapelia and 1 Mud Dragon of the Swamp. Know them. This I thought this is very funny. The heavy, super heavy samurai, whatever, Masurabo, because this says every time your opponent activates a spell or trap card, you can draw cards until you have 3 cards in your hand. And he has 4000 defense and can attack while in defense mode. Also, another great option for instead of this one would be the YuGiOh-Community Final Sigma, the Mathmech level 12 synchro thing. That's also very nice. Then Chaos Archfiend, this is also very insane, this card. This says if a card gets banished at any time at any game state, this card immediately gains 2000 ATK. This card can attack all monsters of your opponent once, and all monsters that get destroyed via Chaos Archfiends get banished. So even if not a card was banished in a turn, you attack a monster with low attack that casts Archfiends, this monster get banished and he gets 2000 ATK on top and can attack all other monsters. Still can attack all other monsters. And it's great. The only downside is it needs a dark non-tuner monster. So, well, it's not hard to achieve, but generic monsters are always better. 1 Golden Sky Beast Malong. I still think Malong is a very popular table tennis player. Well, of course you can synchro summon this the way it's intended, but it's to get that is a different way via duality. And duality targets then 1 of your Bestials, because your Bestials are level 6 Dark Dragon, and this is level 6 Light Dragon, so exactly opposite. So if you run Malong, you should run duality. Otherwise, duality doesn't make sense in this deck because you have no targets for this card. Of course, you can modify this deck to your likes, so you have targets for duality. So Malong, that's because that. One choice, well, very obvious. I guess I don't have to explain that. YuGiOh, very awesome card. Also a nice option you should consider. Then, of course, the Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. If anything your opponent plays, that's very annoying. One Dark. Dark became very powerful in the current game state or whatever. I don't know how to call it. One Instant Fusion for the Mud Dragon, but also only makes sense if you run Mud Dragon in this deck. One Change of Heart, because why not? And 2 times Duality. And also, you could try out, I said I don't have this card, is from LOD, from Legacy of Darkness, the trap card Fiend Comedian. Fiend Comedian, read through that, could also fit very nice in this deck. So, as always, I encourage you to try this deck out and not just blindly copy it. Modify it to your own needs, however you want to create it. It works really well, but it should be considered, in my eyes, as more as a fun deck, you know? Because milling, you can have luck, but you can have very bad luck. Anyways, that's enough talking, I guess, for now. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think about it. And until next time, goodbye.